As I mentioned in the update video, I will not be uploading vlogs for episodes 5 to the episode before. I forget which number it is. Whatever. Well, I honestly was thinking that after Penno left, the season would feel kind of empty because Penno struggling to stay in the game has been one of this season's major story arcs, but surprisingly, his absence hasn't really changed anything at all. This was actually a pretty good episode, and I'm really looking forward to what happens now. So, everyone comes back for Tribal Council, blah blah blah. The group of 4 is still strong. Yeah, we get to the Loved One Challenge, and this Loved One Challenge, really kind of affected me. Where everyone's coming out there and they attack their loved ones with a lot more enthusiasm than I'm used to seeing. Because, like, in previous seasons, I go, oh, that's nice and all that, but I never really felt that much. One World, the same thing, but this season, I don't know, I just got a lot more emotion from everybody. So, that was kind of interesting, and I loved how close the challenge was, because it seemed like everyone minus Abby had one left. So Malcolm winning, honestly that was a given because Malcolm didn't say the line that his brother's mouth was going to get him in trouble before the challenge, so it was obvious that he was either going to win the reward or have a loved one be invited with him on the reward also. So his choices, once he explains his reasoning, that's actually good. And I'm surprised we never got anything from Denise, being a little disappointed, but I bet he talked to her later and whatever. Everything at the camp, nothing really to talk about there, although I thought it was interesting that Scoop and Lisa were going on against Malcolm, because it seems kind of anti what Lisa did. She herself admits it. The immunity challenge, I honestly thought it was Connor's to lose, and he lost it, pure and simple. Malcolm, of course, pulls it out. If it wasn't him, you just get that feeling. So going back to camp, it's obvious that the group of 4 is going to stay strong because they aren't going to do Denise. There's just not enough drive, shall we say, behind going down that route, so it's obvious that one of the outsiders is going to go. And it looked like Abby's is really stressing everyone out. And it seems like nobody believes that she has that idol. And then Abby's like, I have the 4th hidden immunity idol. Malcolm's just going, and Penna's just going. Priceless. So at the end, Carter gets booted out. Well, it's to be expected, because if the group of 4 is going to stay strong, they're going to take the person who isn't going to beat them either out of immunity and won't try and align themselves with everybody, trying to break them up, cause... Well, Abby's going to do the exact same thing. Just whatever. They got one of the person that they felt was better than go. Let's leave it at that, Right. Well, now that Abby's 4th idol plot is just gone, it's going to be pretty interesting next episode to see what she can do to either break the group up or if the group is just going to break up by itself. Because all kinds of variables can happen, Malcolm is betrayed by Lisa and Scoopin, Abby wins immunity and they vote on Lee to keep the group strong to get rid of her. All kinds of things can happen. The idol gets played or it doesn't get played. They might still believe it, even though I sincerely doubt that. Yeah. There's all kinds of things. I honestly can't make a prediction for next week's episode, except heads are gonna roll. Although if I did have to make one prediction, this is the only prediction I can make. Scoopin's safe. That's it. And we still don't know if it's going to be a top 3 or a top 2, because we know someone's going to get voted out on day 36, and somebody's going to get voted out on day 38. Well, that reduces the group down to 3, but the question is is day 37 going to be a reward or an immunity? And of course, Jeff isn't going to spoil it until we get to day 37, so, ugh. It's really annoying because I want to know if it's going to be a top 3 or a top 2. I'd love for it to be a final 2 because I prefer final 2s. You know, you feel like everybody has to do everything they can all the way to the end and all that jazz. Yeah, I've said it before. There is one piece of good news, though. We know that next week's episode isn't going to be a recap because the finale is not going to last 6 days. No. Well, that's it. I've covered my thoughts. Okay, I'll do an overview of all the people that are left. How's about we do that? Abby, I honestly was thinking that once this episode was over, I would know whether or not she had any momentum left to stay in the game or not, but this episode actually didn't change anything. She's in the same situation. So, I don't know what to think about her. Lisa, I just wish I could make up my mind. I want to like her, but she keeps going back and forth between all of this stuff, saying, I want to go this way, but I'm too honest and I'm like, just make up your mind, please! Ugh. And like a lot of people out there seem to believe that she's getting a winner's edit. Ugh. I don't know. I think she's slipping away from that, if you ask me. She can still make a darn good case for it, but just, oh my god, just please make up your mind, Lisa. Malcolm, I can't really say anything about him. If he makes it to the end, he has a darn good shot of winning, but we need next week's episode to get a good opinion about him. Denise, if she makes it, I honestly think she wins no matter who she's up against. Even though these last couple of episodes are bringing out the dark side in her, she's still got the best chance, if you ask me. And then Scoopin', he's the only safe person there, if you had to ask me. Like, everybody has forgotten about Scoopin'. As of this very minute, there is absolutely no negative feedback towards him. No one's worried about Scoopin'. Who knows, we could have another returnee make it to the end and not get a vote. If you want to know who the other returnee is that makes it to the end and didn't get a vote, it's Coach. And I don't count Amanda playing the idol in Micronesia negating the 4 votes. Her name got written down. They just didn't count. Okay? And the interesting thing is, if Scoopin' makes it, he'll be the only person to, return with no votes and leave with no votes against him still. He won't be the only player left that doesn't have votes. There's still Kelly Wigglesworth, Brian, and every other person who was medically evac'd or quit and didn't get their names written down. Every other castaway, either returning or the first season, has gotten their name written down at some point. Yes, even Sandra, because you remember Colby. Yeah, I think that sums it up. All I can say is Scoopin's safe, and I'm really looking forward to how the season turns out. Still don't want Abby to win, and I want to make my mind up about Lisa, but I don't think she can win. Alright.